Right, welcome back. Last time, we personally didn't do that much in particular. Got a new ruler that's awful, pretty awful, and been mucking about with some, trying to get the loyalty of the nobility up and whatnot. So I can go ahead and just take away privileges that increase influence, etc., etc. Repeat, repeat. Yeah, let's get going. My treasury has been remarkably inconsistent with the small amount of state-owned commercial districts. Yeah. Plus, there's the problem of the fact that increasing state reach also means that my own effect on provincial corruption is increasing, and that includes laws. So I have to be careful. Very careful. Oh, I can research cheap paper. Alright. The penalty from commercialization is increasing constantly. Oh well, rural goods produced plus 1%, and production efficiency plus 1%. This is production efficiency. I believe that's throughput. This means profitable industries will become more profitable, while less profitable industries, unprofitable industries, well, it depends. How much of their profits from, how much of those costs are from labor rather than input goods? For example, with cottage industry, the costs are basically entirely labor. That's the issue with it. Otherwise, it's honestly fine. It produces far more than it consumes with goods. Same with the armament industry. Look at how much the military goods produce. It's almost enough for it to be break even. It just needs wages to go down a bit, or production to improve a bit. Right, is there anything that expired that I forgot about? Reviews, aristocrats. The grain dough ended. I definitely need that. My stability has actually managed to drop to -1 because multiple advisors died and had to be replaced. Which is expensive in both money and stability. Well, and also did end the trade union with Novgorod, so they're now even less protected than they were before. Innovative isn't worth it. Not that worth it. I need to save the points so I can maintain a constant gain. And hopefully I can get commercialization as soon as possible. Now, I could get other stuff like reducing costs and whatnot. Reducing corruption, state corruption. But that has to wait until the next election cycle. Alright, let's see here. Tenant abuse, prosecution, autonomy, expansion, grain provision. Ah, okay. Which loyalty do they actually have? 57.48. Okay, I do plan on doing that, but I think it might be best to just attack their influence again. Gonna lose 35 loyalty. Yeah, dropping them down to 20 is going to be bad, but it's not going to be that bad. And then bribe them again with with promoting their faction. In the end, I only reduced 20. Still pretty bad, but not terrible. Terrible. And the relation should start to naturally drift back to 50% anyway. There we go. Right, let's stop here. So, went ahead and reduced core titles again. I might have forgotten something. Oh yeah, I forgot to oppose populist reform again. There we are. That's fixed. Right, got a new ruler. Decent stats. Terrible personality. I mean, they only stick around long enough so that I can get one more anyway. Thinking of potentially shifting. Towards a shorter presidency in order to quickly loop through all the potential, well, numbers, I guess. Yeah. To constantly shift through and try to get as close to an average quantity as possible, because more randomness means, yeah, more variation, etc. I'll have to think about it though. Maybe do it next session or something. Stability is starting to improve again, thankfully. The issues of expanding urban autonomy are now gone, in that I am no longer expanding urban autonomy. The burghers are going a little weird with their wealth. It's constantly dropping back down to the minimum. So and there's also more commercial districts than there were before, I think. So I think they're just constantly investing back into commercial, which is both good and bad. Good in that I can get more trade power, bad in that, well, the commercial districts are going to go mad quickly. On the other hand, it does mean that more burghers are moving in, though they don't seem to be taking it in all that well. Also, the resident population seems to have stabilized, which isn't the best time for that, because most of my industries aren't particularly profitable. So it might just need more time. Let's see here. Is there anything else I should say? Well, not really. I'm hoping to get to 1 stability soonish so that I can pick up a, well, start taxing the clergy. Or at the very least weaken them. I have been constantly increasing relations with them, so it's not a problem. I've also finally went ahead and actually shifted away from focusing diplo points to focusing admin points. Probably should have done that sooner. I probably should have. That way I can collect up the admin points needed for civic religion, so that I can get poor relief. Also, I just learned that you can also substitute trade ideas with plutocracy ideas when it comes to commercial law, so... Well, good to know now. Good to know. I'll probably still go that way anyway, because it increases commerce production and base consultation, and also means I can just get more money from the tax income. But I'll probably wait on going, I probably will avoid going to step 9 until step 10 is available. I'd rather not drop in income unless absolutely necessary. And judging by how I'm going to be getting commercialization in about 60 years, it's not really that important. Especially since I still don't have the burger power for that. I doubt I can give them the influence for it. Okay, never mind, they seem to be collecting influence on their own just as well. Shouldn't the aristocrats actually be gaining influence? Noble loyalty is going to take time to recover, though. That's to be expected. Plus, it's also drifting upwards, which is good. It's heading back towards its general resting point. And power is still decreasing, although I have noticed that this entire thing has been slowing down. Yeah. At least provincial autonomy should be decreasing. Okay, I haven't actually looked at provincial autonomy in a while. It's increasing. Great. Probably because the aristocrats are more disloyal again, and they are, after all, the most powerful faction. The clergy are coming in too, but... well, it depends on how far the nobles go down. It really is dependent on that. No, the burghers seem to be doing well. Sort of. Yeesh. Break even on income. I've also went ahead and embargoed 2 of my rivals after I realized that they have 0 trade power, so... not going to cause any problems. Now, Bremen, on the other hand, oh no. I am not embargoing them because they would likely end up embargoing me. And while I don't earn much money here, I would like to be able to earn money anyway. So I'm not sure if I'm even capable of embargoing someone in the same trade league. No, they're no longer in a trade league, so... I guess they figured they don't need Lubeck's protection. Oh, and Pomerania has formed, which is great. Also, Bremen-Wilden has managed to conquer 3 out of 5? Well, most of Brunswick's provinces. After the fact, Lüneburg's ruler died and ended up getting integrated into Brunswick. Events, I think. Could be scripted. Perhaps that's what happened historically. And that's the reason why I'm building up a spy network, because now they're pretty much my only avenue of expansion. And they're diplomatically isolated for the time being, so it's entirely possible that, should nothing change, I might actually be able to invade and actually fight them in a few decades from now. Yeah, a few decades. Though perhaps I should wait until commercialization arrives. For good reason. I think they're no longer getting commercialization from Hamburg, and so they're just getting it from Lubeck, which would explain why only these 2 provinces have spread. Yeah, they have a lot of aggressive expansion. I'm at negative 31 with them, so they probably did quite a bit. Investiture crisis is still ongoing. England is actually now, to a far larger degree, Wycliffeite. Bulgaria has made themselves look awful. Wallachia is still around as a single province. Yay. The Blue Horde is quickly taking the place of the White Horde, which now only has 1 province from the looks of it. Good for them. And Poland continues to expand into Russia. And is looking awful in the process, too. Oh, and they're also in Livonia as well. I think that was true in the past, too. Yeah, and I think that's all. There's lots of wars firing up, that's for sure. And I've got lots of diplo points that I don't know what to do with. probably not going to do anything with them for a while anyway. It's nothing particularly interesting among the possibilities. Heck, next trade efficiency upgrades on tech level 30. I don't need trade range, nor colonial range, nor accepted cultures. Literally nothing here is useful for me, outside of maybe naval stuff, but I don't really need it. Not yet. Might be important in the future in order to at least get a galley set up, so that I can compete on the seas, at least against my neighbors. Most of which only have one ship anyway, so including Bremen-Werden. A little bit. It probably will take some time for them to integrate all this stuff. Oh well. I've gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye. I have hit 20 state reach, which is good. No, just for 25. Just gonna take a bit longer. Quite a bit longer.